different types of, different options. He said there's either we take our thesis, crank out the chapters into journal articles, or do a book. I'm wondering about the hybrid.
Sort of both? Well, that's always a possibility. Most, university presses in Canada, I mean, we're mostly we're interested in original, or mostly original contributions to scholarship. So, I'm less interested in a dissertation where 4/5 of it has already been published elsewhere, In terms of funding, also there's restrictions there. ASPP, for example, requires that less than 30% of the material has been published somewhere else. They're only funding mostly original publications. So it's important to take into account those considerations in deciding what to do with your dissertation. That said, many people do publish 1 or 2 chapters as articles and then proceed to a book from that point. But you need to understand what it is that what you might be risking in terms of the tipping point with regard to how much of the disc you want to publish somewhere else before the book.
Less than 30%.
Yeah.
I'd say err on the side of like 20 to 25.
Yeah.
And it's also the case often that that chapter of your dissertation, you may publish that earlier, but in fact when it comes time to working that into a book manuscript, you may find that there are certain things that you have to do with that chapter that change pretty significantly the text of the chapter, or the way it's framed, or certain things that you choose to engage with. So it's also not uncommon for stuff that was once a chapter in a dissertation or subsequently an article in a journal to be also revised significantly when it comes time for that to be a sort of a constituent chapter in your book manuscript.
Is it original or not?
It's basically, I think it's reworked so as to be, so if you published 1 chapter and there are 10, that doesn't necessarily mean 10%. If you reworked it, they ask the ASPP application
It's a page
form,
requirement.
asks you to kind of summarize the changes that have been made. So it's not a